Today we are going to worship the Mahalakshmi, which I think is very much worshipped in this country, where they worship her as Maria. And also there's a Swambhu of Maria you must have seen. And also there was an apparition of her. First I never believed that it could be, but then after feeling the vibrations, now I know it was true, that she did appear here in an apparition. She appeared before me also, you must have seen in a photograph. This is the principle by which you have risen to this state. The central path of your ascent is created by Mahalakshmi power for the Kundalini to rise. In the temple of Mahalakshmi in Kolhapur, they always sing the song of Udo Udo Ambe. So I asked the people there, why do you sing Ambe's song in Mahalakshmi's temple? So they said that we don't know why we do it. But is it wrong? I said no. Because only in the Mahalakshmi channel, Kundalini can rise. And Kundalini is the Amba. That's how, you see, they understood and they were really amazed that I explained it very well. Because from ancient times, this song has been sung there. And they never knew why this song is sung. Coming to the point of Mahalakshmi, we have to understand what does it do, what is help, is that this Mahalakshmi channel or the Mahalakshmi's powers have created within us a proper balance, a proper route for Kundalini to rise. Left and right has been balanced, and she is the one who creates and makes a wider path for Kundalini to rise. This is the path of compassion and love. Through that compassion and love, she creates this path because she knows that if the path is not wide enough, the Kundalini cannot rise. Ultimately, one reaches a state where you start seeking, and when you start seeking, your Mahalakshmi principle has been awakened. That is awakened, and sometimes it is very strong. Then you start seeking in a mad way. I am sorry to say that many are already lost in seeking. But there are so many who have now come to the right path and to the right ascent. The another thing this Mahalakshmi principle does is to allow the Kundalini's power to go to different chakras also, to make a way to different chakras and corrects all the chakras. She is a very flexible force, I should say, which guides the Kundalini into different chakras, and she understands which chakra needs the help of the Kundalini. So you must have seen that when the Kundalini rises, how she pulsates, where she goes, where she shows the need is of your awakening. All this works out because she is full of compassion and love that you should get your absolute truth. We have many problems as it is, you know, in Sahaj Yoga, because when people are ascending, they carry on with them some of their past stones and they cannot climb. They try, then they fall. try, then they fall, then they go up again, they fall. But today I am going to tell you about what is the state one has to achieve. Shri Krishna has said it in the Gita, describes Pragya, the second chapter, but it's very difficult to understand him. It is not so clear-cut as your mother is. So people don't understand what he's saying. Can you close them? And they ask a question, how? How do you reach that state of Stith Pragya? How do you get to that stage? But Gyaneshwara, when he wrote his Gyaneshwari, he called it as the Sahaj Stithi, means the state of Sahaj. He didn't call Stith Pragya. He called it as Sahaj Stithi, meaning the state of Sahaj. So he describes the Sahaj in a very beautiful manner and very subtle. Of course, Gyaneshwara also very few people understand, I think. A person who reaches that state is like a mirror. And so many faces pass over that mirror. So many look into that mirror. So many decorate in front of the mirror. But mirror is the same as it is. So the person who is a Stith Pragya or the person who is Sahaja is not bothered about what is facing him, who is facing whom, where he is. He stays within himself. He contains within himself. Like the sun, if the sun plays with his different rays, he is not lost. All the rays again return to him. In the same way, all the senses that we have, all the senses that are there do play around. But for a person who is in a Sahaj state, it doesn't matter, it makes no difference. He is not involved, he just plays around. Again, all of them come back. This is the state you all have to achieve. Then you are really Sajogis. But I still find people lost getting money out of Sajoga, some people lost getting out of leaderships, some are lost in getting jealousies and envies and all that. So that means a lot of work has to be done still within. There is no need to work as such if you leave everything. That's why I always say meditate, because when you meditate, what happens that all these things that are pulling you down are finished. Gradually they disappear because you become yourself. You get content by yourself. And you are never bored. I am never bored. I don't know what boring word means, you see. When it is with you or alone, I never get bored. What is there to get bored? If you are not involved into anything, you never get bored. Another thing is you rise above all these things like greed. Now people who are greedy are still involved, making money here, making money there, all that thing. Those people who are still full of lust are still organizing some things like that. But in a Sahaj Stithi, you just watch. You are just a witness. You are not lost into anything that is pulling you down. This state is not difficult to achieve for you at all because you have crossed over your mind. Now all these things come to you through your mind. I have already said that mind is a myth, which you must accept. Myth is that this mind gives you ideas. Some people think, yes, mother, but. This but is coming from your brain, from your mind. The brain is reality, but not the mind. The mind says but, and then you start feeling very depressed sometimes, unhappy. Because some people feel even bad because they are very good people that there are so few Swajogas. Doesn't matter. Just watch. And this watching state, this witness state, is the Sahaja Stithi. In that you become so subtle, you become yourself, meaning so subtle that nothing can disturb you, nothing can change you. Now see the nature as it is. You know there are 92 elements. And 92 elements, none of them can be, say for example, you cannot make silver into gold, gold into silver. The atoms are so arranged that they have certain valencies. And apart from atom, even molecules are so arranged that they have their own structure. You cannot change. If you try to change, then you create bombs, atomic bomb, this bomb. It's absolutely destructive. It's only human beings who can change, who can transform. Now look at the blessings that you are a human being and you can be transformed and you can be made into a new element, that is the self. This is the speciality of human being. But if somebody that is false guru or somebody, he tries to do something, you'll explode. I've seen people who have been to false gurus, they still faint, they still have problems, they still get trouble, more than people who have been without them. They are also all right now, much of them are improved. But this is one thing one should understand, that in one way, when you are analyzing and when you are breaking an atom or you are breaking a molecule and trying to transform, it explodes. It doesn't work out. The other way round is that when you try to synthesize, then you can form anything in the nature. Like this is now being brought out by synthesizing. This plastic is created by synthesizing. Matter can be synthesized and can be brought together. And human beings have to get synthesized also. They can be synthesized better than matter because they change, they transform. Now, for example, there is gold. You make gold into ornaments, make into anything. It remains all the time gold. Gold is gold. It is there. It is not that by changing them into ornaments, it changes. Its element is there, gold is there. But for human beings, they get transformed when they are synthesized. This is a very big difference between the matter and the nature and human being. Matter, nature are different absolutely from human beings. Human beings, once they are transformed, it's like a living process. They become like flowers. But still, it is not that you see in the nature. It's not the same as you see in the nature, because nature doesn't have a mind. It doesn't have a mind. It just is under the control of the divine or nature that is working out that way. Of the divine or nature that is working out that way. But here you are under your own control. Here you can control yourself.